GSL.
What's up, guys? I'm Tasteless. With me is Moonglade, subbing in for Artosis, and this is the GSL Code A. We've had some fantastic games so far. It was a blast casting with you yesterday.
It was a lot of fun, Tasteless, and it's going to be even more fun today.
I think so.
I think today has the best games out of the last 2 days.
I would definitely say so. We've got a lot of guys, you've heard them for a long time, some newer players. We, of course, have Flash, the best Brood War player of all time.
Yeah.
He has still not quite made the same splash that he made in Brood War here in StarCraft II, but he's a solid player. I'm very curious to see if he's going to get into Code S. And if he does, how far will he get from there?
It's going to be an interesting match. Flash has had like a lot of ups and downs in recent times. He can, mix with the best, and he's not playing the best tonight. He's up against Super in that last best of 5, and he definitely has a chance, but Super is a dangerous player.
Super is somebody who could definitely knock him out. As you can see on the bottom of our screen, 6 Terran, 4 Protoss, and 5 Zerg so far in that GSL round of 32.
Terran imbalanced, man.
Terran imbalanced. Somebody get on that right away. Speaking of balance, we are going to be playing with the new patch. Swarm Host is completely different now.
Completely different. I'd be very surprised if we see them at all. It's especially today, because players aren't going to be trying out new strategies on their play day. They've been practicing for weeks for this day. And
I totally agree. I would be very shocked if we did see Swarm Host play on the first day that the patch is released. Granted, the opposing player might not be ready for the Swarm Host changes either.
Sure.
Really, it's more the burden of the Zerg to know how to execute the timings and everything else with the new Swarm Host as well. Here's our lineup today.
Yeah, we got a couple of Zergs today, so we maybe will get to see the Swarm Host. Dark versus Ryung starting things off, then Gumiho versus Impact, and then finishing it off with Super versus Flash. Dark versus Ryung, all these matches are very interesting because they have very unique, interesting players that might not make it very deep into these kind of tournaments, like, for instance, Ryung or Impact, but they can do a lot of damage. They can be very dangerous players. So Dark versus Ryung, I'm kind of excited for this. I love TVZ in general. Dark is one of the best Zergs in the world right now. And Ryung, he had a lot of success in the past, especially here in GSL, but it has been a couple of years since then.
Yeah, it's funny to see Ryung here today. Going all the way back to the Team Slayers, he was actually one of the few players mentored by Slayers Boxer. He's here now. Is he Code S material? We're going to find out. Dark, though, a very scary Zerg. You can't really ask for a better Zerg to have here in Code A especially.
Oh,
Dark.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those Zergs that you expect to do very well. Expect to get to the round of 8. I can't exactly remember what he placed last season, but he did go pretty deep. And he did also in the Star League, and yeah, he's just one of these players that we've kept our eye on for a long time. And we thought he was going to be like the next top Zerg after Life, but he did have a couple of ups and downs in recent times. He kind of had a little bit of a slump, only for like a couple of months, but he bounced back. It's going to be interesting to see where he is tonight.
A fan favorite here, Gumiho, down here as well. I expect him to be beating Impact. Nothing against Impact. I just think Gumiho has really shown some serious consistency. Especially even in Code S. He's been in more Code S's than I can even count. So,
absolutely. Well, here we go. Dark, seeded in GSL round of 16 from the Code S last season. So very powerful against Terran. I'm trying to remember what his best matchup is. I can't remember exactly, but he has a very unique Zerg versus Terran style where he adds in Corruptors instead of Mutalisks.
Yeah,
which is
very cool.
It's very different. We'll see if he's going to use it today. He kind of stepped back from that style for a little while, but then we started to see it a couple times again. I don't know how solid it is. It's good at like soaking up Widow Mines and obviously taking out Medivacs, but obviously you're losing the DPS to ground from the Mutalisk as well.
Right,
and that
Mutalisk
harassment.
really a backbone unit in ZvT, so it's cool to see him do it. You're right, though. We don't know if he's going to do it today. Again, patches, the patch already released here. We're going to be using that version.
Yeah. And here's Ryung. He made it through the Code A qualifier, defeating Pet twice to make it through. Okay, so he beat a Zerg twice. That's cool. Pet, one of the weaker Zergs we have here in Korea. I haven't seen this guy play in a long time, but I dare say he's very stylistically bio. He doesn't really like to go mech at all. So it's one thing to note, I guess, going into this Tasteless.
Let's see how he does here today. Ryung has got a lot to prove since the days in the past. He was once one of the best Terrans out there. Fascinating to watch in TVT especially, but it's a different beast today. We're at a different time in StarCraft II GSL, more competitive than it has ever been before. Absolutely. Everybody's back.
Everyone,
it's like the Avengers are back.
It's true, right? All back from WCS.
DC Comics is in there too. Avengers is Marvel, right? It is,
yes,
right?
Yes.
All right.
It is.
So we got DC and Marvel here. We got all the good StarCraft II players.
They're all back, man.
They're all back.
The league is back. And here we go. Here's the 5 maps that we are going to be playing on. King Sejong, Deadwing, Merry-Go-Round, Overgrowth, and Vani. King Sejong to kick things off. I love this map, Tasus. I just love it.
I love this map too.
Fantastic map.
I also am in love with you.
I love you more.
Can we just get this out of the way? Well, it has been a year since you've been in Korea, and I have not had the courage to tell you that I am in love with you and only you. My girlfriend might be watching this. I might be in a lot of trouble, but I am in love with you, Moonblade. I hope Artos isn't watching. I'm going to be in trouble with him too, man.
We're going to form our own Archon, Tasus.
That's right.
Don't you worry.
That's right.
Tonight.
Don't worry, I didn't sign a prenup with that last Archon I merged with, so Dan can't do anything about it. So, we are getting close to beginning this match. Excuse me. It's going to be on King Sejong Station, as we already said, a map that is fantastic. The question is, can Ryung take some games off Dark? I'm not entirely sure. I hope it's a closer series than what I'm expecting it to be. I think this very well could be a 3-0 with Dark winning.
I definitely think so as well. It's going to be quite a hard match for Ryung. He's going to have to bust out some of his old style strategies. Maybe we'll see some proxy racks, some cheese.
Certainly could have that.
Yeah. He's definitely the player to do it as well.
But I'd say if he's going to win this, we'd have to have at least 1 or 2 games with something weird like that.
He's going to have to really mix it up against this kind of player.
It is a best of 5, and the game has loaded up. The winner will move on into the round of 32. The GSL Code S, the loser's story, ends today. In the bottom right, in the red, he is
SK Telecom T1 Dark.
handsome guy.
Very handsome.
Over here in the upper left, in the blue, he is
Axiom Ryung.
Handsome guy.
Also a handsome guy. We got to say they're both handsome.
Wouldn't be fair otherwise.
Wouldn't be fair otherwise.
Has not had much success for quite some time now, when you think about it. Haven't seen this guy in GSL, Star League, especially not Pro League. He's not on one of those teams.
By the way, guys, download the app. The code for today is Get Exclusive GSL VOD. Man, we should have been running a speakeasy over here at GOM. These are passwords no one would have guessed.
Seriously, right? I like the medium or riot. They should have just stayed with that.
Yeah, I think we should have stayed with medium or riot.
Right. He's not going to be mixing it up anytime.
I think we should have the next password be Cardtosis or something like that.
Cardtosis. Well, especially this weekend, right?
Yeah, man. The Tosis is in Germany right now.
Playing with cards.
Playing Hearthstone right now. So now is an ample opportunity to make fun of him.
Yep.
And I can be completely hypocritical because I probably play more Hearthstone than he does nowadays. But he's not here to defend himself, so.
He can take it all.
He can take it all.
Starting off with a nice greedy build is Ryung, you know, going for the CC first. Wasn't expecting this one, Tasus.
Yeah,
like
this is interesting. I guess this is a good time to do it. We've seen a lot of cheeses, by the way, in Game 1 of Best of Fives, but this is not...
Game 1 and Game 2 have seemed to be the trend, right?
Yeah, yeah, but especially in this Code A, a lot in Game 1. But not this time, at least for these two.
Indeed not.
Now, the thing I'm really worried about is not so much Ryung's openings, is how the late game and mid game is going to look here, because I do feel that Dark is on another level.
Macro-wise, mechanic-wise?
You're a Zerg player. I mean, you know all about this. When you're playing against somebody where you're just at a different level, that person they can't leave the map.
This
Every
guy,
engagement, they just die.
This Kesper Zerg on SKT1, like, yeah, he's probably got that next level sort of macro going on, especially against someone like Ryung, who doesn't have that same sort of environment that this guy is grinding.
Yeah, and it's nothing against the team Axiom, but you really can't top Kesper team training.
This guy's playing with innovation all day. Like, that's enough to really help you out, right? And Dark has already been proven to be like this fantastic macro Zerg. If he gets up to the mid game, like his economy untarnished, untouched, he will be this giant monster that will run you over.
Absolutely. We have a Roach Warren being made right away.
Looks like he's going to be dictating this one then.
Yeah, he may be the aggressor here.
Going to go for that, about an 8 Roach sort of attack. Mostly to trade out SCVs, not really to kill.
Sure,
it's
sure.
usually,
well, also on this map, if they don't have a good wall, and you can just go behind the minerals too.
That is true.
That's really
and
annoying.
Look where this bunker is, Stasis. He's going to easily get behind the minerals. He can even do it with Zerglings. And he is.
All right, he's going to try to slip in here, see if he can't get an SCV. Now he backs out, try to maintain optimal scouting. Let's see how the rest of this game goes. The Roach Warren is done, and we have 5, probably going to be 6 Roaches coming up here, and we might even see more than that.
Look how greedy Ryung is being from all this,
Yeah.
Another CC on the way.
This is really greedy.
He could possibly
he could
die to this.
Yeah, he absolutely could die.
I
Even
wasn't
the location
expecting.
of the bunker, it's a little bit trickier to get the SCVs over there.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the best surface area. You could simply lose.
Well, you know what he's going to do? He's going to simply run in there. He can DPS down the bunker. His Roaches are going to be able to get so close that any SCV that goes to repair it will get destroyed like in seconds, like much quicker than it would if there was a full block off. But it feels like Dark really did his research on Ryung, and he knows just how greedy Ryung can be. This might very well kill. We actually have seen so much of a committal in resources to these Roaches. He's like non-stop making them. So I really think he's trying to kill him with this amount.
Yeah, I think you might be right. This is a pretty brutal
Oh.
opening play here.
And you know what?
Medevac coming out here too.
That is even worse,
And
Tasteless.
2 Hellions. I'm not an expert here, but I believe that Hellions are not that good against Roaches. So
I'm no scientist, Tasteless.
yeah, no scientists are like that. Already coming in here now.
One
And there's only one Marine.
He's gonna
It would
rip
take
up the
weeks to
ramp.
kill him. Oh my God! Look at this. Okay, Dark.
What does this even mean, Tasteless?
This is like the time I played my neighbor kid friend who was like 5 years younger than me in StarCraft for his first game, and this is just nasty. This is
Oh.
well,
it's gonna get one
doesn't
Roach.
really matter though. Okay.
He would have had more of a fighting chance if that Starport would be making a Banshee, which he could have very well done instead of this Medivac.
See that one Roach down there? He's got one Roach going down behind the second.
Oh.
Hitting SCVs.
Cheeky. And a Marauder in a Medivac. Well, that's not going to help you out too much.
No.
This is a very, very simple game for Dark, I got to say.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward here. You can actually get that Marine before it goes inside the bunker. There we go.
Where was he when he had to be in the bunker?
Yeah, what was he? I guess he probably was pulled out to get that one Roach down behind the minerals.
Yeah, it must be.
So we now have 7 workers left. 5.
Well, save the Marauder.
Yep. Unfortunately, okay, I don't think Ryung's going to stay in this game. In fact, this could very well be a 3-0. Uh-oh. Okay, 4 workers. We're getting close to... this is a big frowny face game, guys.
This is a sadness game.
So it's 44 drones to 3 SCVs.
Well, you know what? He has 3 orbitals, but I don't think even that will help him come back. 3 times Mule. You're going to need a lot more than that. But I guess at the very least he's trying to frustrate Dark or something.
Right.
Maybe?
This is where Ryung's going to pull his mask off and it's Marine King Prime in there.
It has
Mission
to be.
Impossible style.
It has to be. Well, I guess we'll see this game play out. But
this
no
might be
hope.
3-0, man. That's a serious morale blow.
Yeah.
That
Look at him. Look at him in the little camera down there. He's an unhappy chappy.
No, he's definitely got a frowny face on right now. This is I'll just be completely blunt, a humiliating game here for game 1 in Dark vs. Ryung. Dark
Complete build order victory.
Yeah, complete domination. You know what though, Mooney? Not even just build order domination. I mean the execution. He actually let the Roaches go in the main.
That is true too. He made incredible blunders, to say the least. Incredible blunders.
Yeah, I mean
you cannot afford to do that. If you see Roaches running up your ramp, you lift the supply depot. You press R on it, and it lifts up.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
It's easy to remember. It's R for Roach.
R for Roach.
Yeah. Also R for raise the depot. I mean,
there's not much.
He's so unbelievably behind that. There's 9 mutants. There's going to be more mutants than there are Marines.
There's no Marines, Tasteless.
Wow. Well, then there's really a lot more. What I said was really true.
You are super true, man. Well,
so he's going to come down here
He's going to
now.
try and win with Zerglings until the Mutants come out. Then he's going to win with Mutalisks.
Yeah. Every SCV he gets, that's again like 1/10 of all of his workers he kills.
Well, this is just getting rougher and rougher. He's going to drop a mule on the links.
Okay, 44 workers to 8 right now. Mutas are pretty good. They can fly, and they have ranged attacks.
You need Marines to kill them at least.
You need Marines to kill them. Turrets in the GG.
Wow. Whoa.
That was a bop. That was a bop, my friend.
What's beyond a bop, Tasis?
That's a Shrek-a-bop.
Shrek-a-bop?
Shrek-a-bop. I mean, Dark owned Ryung so hard there.
Doesn't get easier than that.
I am frankly shocked that we just casted a game like that. This is going to be bad for Ryung this whole series. He is in hot water right now.
Yeah.
He has to come back. And right now, you know, I just don't know if a loss like that is going to be anything but completely detrimental and psychologically in a best of 5. I mean, you know that Dark is thinking, all right, I've already got this.
Yeah.
I had an easy ticket
it was like,
to get to Code S.
This is actually too easy. Like,
yeah.
Like sure, the game 1 is meant to be pretty low pressure even if you lose it, but if you lose it like that, that's another story. That's like taking it to a whole new level. It's like, well, I actually just died to like 9 roaches.
This is the same Ryung I was casting where I was saying he's probably top 3 TVT.
No, it's not,
in the world.
No, it's not. It's someone else. It's someone else now.
I mean, it's so brutal. That is the nature, though, of the GSL.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a pretty efficient and brutal process for cutting out those who are weaker. And in this case, it is a best of 5 here. You got chances to turn this around, right? But, I mean, I'm looking at that game. That wasn't even Dark's planning. That was Ryung's inability. It was almost like he was frozen watching the roaches come.
Yeah.
No real reactions, no.
You just say, oh, it's happening, and you let it happen.
Yeah, I guess he roach rushed me. And it's like he locked up.
Yeah. He reacted very poorly.
Crazy stuff. Going into game number 2 now. Ryung needs to pull it together. Can he do it? Or is Dark going to continue this lead? In the upper left, in the red, he is.
SK Telecom T1 Dark.
I like the color of that jacket.
Yeah, I do like those.
It's a nice red.
SK
matches
jackets.
the headphones too. In the bottom right, in the blue, he is.
Axiom Ryung.
Ooh, I like that wristband.
I do, and I
like the color.
I like the red escape key that matches the cords on his headphones.
Oh, the SanDisk.
And also ScanDisk or SanDisk right there
matches his headphones.
Yeah, we're all color coordinated down here.
Wow, we got some hipster nerds down here today.
We do.
Not looking too happy there. He's going to change that.
He looks
Don Juan
salty down here.
Yeah.
Studio today not as full as some of our other days. Code A not as popular as Code S. Be kind of weird if it was more popular than Code S.
That'd be a bit of a worry.
That'd be a bit of a concern there.
I guess it depends on the matchups as well, right?
Yeah, it's true. We might have some more people in here for Flash, though, at the end of the day.
Usually that's the case, right? The fangirls will come in and cheer for him.
And cheer for Moonglade, yeah.
That's
absolutely,
the plan,
yeah.
Got my own little cheer squad down there in the makeup room.
You do, man, yeah. You got your whole little cheer squad, man. We're going to see the command center come down here. Part of me would say, gosh, that's risky, but then I think, no, not on this map.
This map, a little bit more acceptable, a little bit harder to do that roach rush as well. So this one makes sense. This one makes a lot more sense. It's not bad, granted, on King Sejong Station, so long as you're actually prepared for roach rush and you react accordingly, unlike what happened in that last game.
Yeah.
Going for gas first as well is Dark, so he wants speedlings very quick. Maybe try and apply some pressure again. Maybe go for a similar kind of style, just try and kill this very greedy Terran. Maybe that's the name of the game against Ryung. Like, he always goes for these like triple CC builds, and he can just die.
You know, it's interesting because Ryung is somebody, I liked his build, frankly, in the last game until he just mismanaged when he was rushed, excuse me. But he was setting up to have a very strong mid-game to maybe match Dark. He knew what he was up against, but Dark is completely fine doing, you know, some kind of rush. You know, that rush is not intended to win games normally. That rush is intended to kill SCVs and give you a lead.
It's meant to cripple the economy as much as you can. And it's kind of unusual for it to just kill 40 SCVs like that. And the build Ryung did last game was very greedy, but it was also such a risk. I think the biggest risk of all in that was going for a Medivac instead of a Banshee. I feel like
Yeah,
that is like,
well, I mean,
you're taking it to another
fast
level.
expand into a harassing drop with tech on that. I mean,
well, that maybe even speak volumes about his mindset against Dark. It's like, well, I'm just gonna have to play so greedy and then so risky.
Yeah.
To like get ahead of this guy.
I'm gonna have to do a build that basically won't work if my opponent knows it's coming.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, they really don't know it's coming, and they'll stop it.
Dark staying on top of all his, you know, anti-shenanigans sort of styles. Going to be dealing with that debris to make sure no tank drops get behind there or anything.
Yeah.
Anything lame or cheesy can happen, because that's one of the risks about playing one of those lesser players. Got to be careful of all the tricks that he might try and pull.
Yeah, I mean, they could just pull a, I don't want to say like the sucker punch play, but it's something along those lines.
Kicking the nads?
Kicking the nads, pulling the rug out from under you. You know.
Exactly.
Some sand thrown in the face.
Oh, that's nasty.
You know.
It's horrible, yeah.
And that can cost you the game.
That's all it takes.
So we got a little bit of downtime here, Moonblade. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I feel good.
It's good.
I was very happy after yesterday's cast. I was like, I can't wait to do it.
You did a good job yesterday. You were really good.
Thank you.
It was a treat to cast with you. And you know, today it's beautiful in Seoul. The weather, the sky is blue. The cherry blossom trees are out. So it's a great day to go inside this dark cave-like studio and cast these computer games. Man, I'm happy to be down here. Would have anybody else here but you? Maybe Artosis. I like him too. Brennan's okay as well. Wolf too. I mean, you know, all you guys are pretty good. But
yeah, they're not bad.
Yeah. So we have actually not really a different build so far.
Well, we have a tank drop, Taste.
Oh, excuse me. We do have a different build. Yeah, you're right. That's a tank drop, not a helium drop.
Yeah, that's a tank drop. So, and look, Doc has already prepared for it, which is the big thing here. Sure, the tank still has potential to do damage, especially behind that third base on the high ground. You can plant it kind of over the other side and horizontal kind of harass the mineral patches until maybe Mutalisks are out or Lings get around there. So you can still do something, but not the damage he was hoping for with this debris going down.
The debris.
The debris.
The debris is gone. Whenever I think of these drop, it always reminds me of the good old map, Brood War, not even Brood War, pre-Brood War Lost Temple.
Oh.
Remember, Terrence, were you playing Brood War back then when there was only one map everybody played on, and it was Lost Temple?
Yep.
And Terran was actually pretty strong on it because you could do this tank drop on the expansion every time.
They make a bunker up there.
Yeah.
And just turrets, and you just...
Yeah.
You like get muted to suicide the tank, and then like you're trying to expand there.
You're like on one base with Zerg right now.
Oh, it's horrible. And there we go. He's like, oh well.
Oh well, I guess that doesn't work.
I guess I can't do it.
I don't know if this was ever a good idea to do a strat like this against Dark.
Well, it kind of got figured out a long time ago. Like
it's very old. It's not like this map is riddled with secrets and surprises anymore. You know.
Yeah, it's very figured out at this point. So, Doc, you know, he is the player that's going to be dotting his I's. And just being completely ready for any sort of style that's going to be coming out. Any sort of cheesy style, especially against someone like Ryung. And look at that, we got Roach Speed on the way. And an Itis. Ooh.
So he is gearing up for a pretty strong, well, pretty strong rush coming up here.
Yeah, this could actually kill. Looking at Ryung's base, there's a lot of, fog of war at the top of that main.
Yeah, he is actually neglecting that. That's pretty scary. Nidus network rushes are really good on this map.
Yeah, there's a big main base, so trying to deal with that.
Yep, right there. By the way, we have, for those of you guys who are watching the GSL really early, we have Legend back here observing for us today. Always great to have Legend.
Yeah, that's really cool. He helps out with the team now, I believe, as well.
Yeah, he's helping to run Startail.
Yeah.
The question is, do you actually try to kill this attack first, or do you... I mean, you're the Zerg guy here. Do you try to fight this attack, or do you just go right into the main with the Nidus?
I think you let like leave a few units back, maybe like 6 or 7 roaches with a few queens, just to deal with these Hellbat Marines, so they can't actually push it beyond this tank. But besides that...
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. That is so close. And here we go.
Here we go.
Out of range.
Oh, my God. It's just out of range. That's so crazy.
Oh, man. That is perfect positioning. The tank went down. It's been deflected completely, and now roaches and queens are going to be in that main base.
Oh, man. And the Overseer comes out just now. The spot for anything like Widow Mines. The roaches are here. SCV's being pulled. And I like this, just going straight for the tech labs here. No more tanks, no more Thors.
Yeah, it's still a pretty sizable army that Ryung has, though. To be fair, a couple of Banshees and Thors.
It's no joke, that army. Oh, man, if he loses that Banshee.
Gonna be a big trade-off here, Tasis.
Yep, we have more roaches spilling through here. The SCV's being pulled back. And he looks like he's going to target down this first Thor here. Easy peasy. And we have so many SCVs coming up here now. They are going to be killed off pretty easily. Keep in mind that there's more roaches about to pop out here. Oh, I didn't even see those at the top going for that tank.
Oh, yeah, so important, actually.
Moonglade. Moonglade.
We're going to see another bop, I think, Tasis.
I think this was Bisley Bop.
A Bisley Bop?
You know what? This wasn't even a bop. This was a boop.
A boop.
This was a boop.
Is that even worse, Tasis?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
Sometimes you bop a nerd, other times you just go boop, boop. You go boop, now like this. Boop with the finger.
In the eye, maybe?
In the eye, boop.
Wow.
Bopping and booping, that's what we have here from Dark.
Yeah, Doc saved himself a lot of time in that game. That was going to be a mech game as well, Tasis. That could have gone for a very long time.
I can't even imagine the feelings that Ryung is experiencing right now. This is horrible.
Probably a lot of salt.
Don Juan Pond. You know Don Juan Pond?
No.
That's the saltiest body of water on the earth.
He's
Don Juan Pond salty.
He took a sip of that.
He just got a mouthful of Don Juan Pond.
Oh,
yes. That's how salty this guy is.
Probably bad for your heart, man.
Dark looks like, I feel like this is some kind of trash talk match on the internet. Like, it's two guys getting to fight in a forum, and they're like, okay, you're going down, we're going to meet. One guy is clearly better than the other.
Right.
This does not even look like a GSL Code A game.
No.
This looks like an early game that Dark would experience in the very, very early qualifiers to get into Code A.
This is like Code B round 1.
This is Code C.
Code C? Whoa. It's like Masters, Tasis.
Yeah.
Damn.
Might even be lower than that.
Whoa.
Might be Code Z.
Real talk.
Real talk. No, I mean, he is cleaning him up. This is brutal. I thought this could be a 3-0. I guess I might be right, but I didn't think it was going to look like this. That's for sure.
I definitely thought it was going to go a lot longer, maybe some more healthier macro games.
Yeah,
but
for
Doc
sure.
knows exactly what Ryung wants to do, and he's just shutting it down in every move. And another map, another pretty difficult map for Ryung to have that kind of healthy macro game. We definitely see Doc be aggressive once again.
Let's see what Ryung's got in store for us. Can Ryung do the seemingly impossible comeback 3 games? I don't know, but crazier things have happened. Anyways, game number 3 has loaded up. This is Dark versus Ryung in a fight for a position in the GSL Code S. In the upper left, in the red, he is
SK Telecom T1 Dark.
the dark side. The dark side of the map. In the bottom center, in the blue.
Axiom Ryung.
Has to win this game to stay alive.
Has to win every single game from here on out.
Every single game, Tasteless.
I can't imagine how discouraged he feels. Both those losses were pretty nasty.
It actually doesn't get worse than that, Tasteless.
I don't think it does.
Unless like a 6-pull kills you. That's the only other thing that might be worse. But even
you know what? I think even losing to a 6-pull isn't as bad as game 1. The only way that this could get worse is if he flew his medevacs right into mutas and left the game. I think that's the only way you could get this to be worse. So,
all right.
We got a little bit of downtime here. We're waiting to see the builds develop. So I have some tasteless trivia for you, Moonglade. This map is merry-go-round. Did you know that one of my first jobs back when I was living in the United States in high school, I worked at a merry-go-round?
Really?
I did.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had to strap little kids into those wooden horses and watch them spin around. Tasteless had a button that controlled the merry-go-round. You could stop it and
You're
start
one of
it.
those guys? You're like the guy that controls the ride and stuff?
Yeah.
They always look so miserable, Tasteless.
Oh, well, I was very miserable. They told me I wasn't allowed to read books when the merry-go-round was going. I'm like, I can't read a book.
What? You got to like stare at the kids, have fun?
Yeah, I was like, you have to watch the kids. And I'm like, really? So that was, I only had that job for a week, but that was...
Only a week?
This gig I got going on now is a little bit better.
Only a little bit.
Only a little bit better. No, seriously, that job sucked, man.
Damn.
What was your first job, or
My
first few
first job.
jobs you had? Working like a kangaroo farm, or like what'd you?
We shot kangaroos, yeah. Went to the outback with a helicopter and shot kangaroos. No, I wish. That would have been interesting. I think the first job I had was at a nursery, actually. My grandparents owned a plant nursery.
Oh, plant nursery, okay.
Plant nursery, not like any other sort of nursery. So I like watered the plants and potted and and all that sort of stuff and looked after them. It was actually really cool.
Yeah, that would not be bad at all.
So I love plants, and it's like just learning how to look after plants and trees. And
what other jobs? Do you have anything horrible? Or I was actually expecting something to be pretty bad.
Something horrible?
My other jobs, I bagged groceries at a grocery store, and then I also worked in a candy store.
Wow. Candy store would be interesting. Did you just eat candy?
I just ate candy all day. I have not eaten candy in like 15 years, man, from that. I got all that out of my system.
Well, I was quality assurance for Sega Australia, which was pretty interesting, I guess. I did that for a couple of years. Like,
wow.
So game testing, essentially.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Pro tip, never be a game tester.
Really? Why not?
It'll ruin games for you.
Oh, really? You just sit there all day, like playing the same level over and over?
I played one game for 2 years, 8 hours a day.
What?
Try that.
Oh my God, that actually does sound horrible.
That actually is a nightmare.
Unless that game's StarCraft, that's pretty bad.
No, even that would be horrible because you would hate StarCraft forever. You would hate the game that you test. I guarantee that by the end.
Wow.
Like even if like it was the best game in the world.
So what do you do? Do you just look for bugs? Is that
yeah? You run through the game. You run through the campaign maybe once a day from start to finish and look for any sort of bugs, any sort of problems with like the animations or the audio or anything like that.
My God, man.
And like you bug that, you log it, you type it all out in format and send it over to the programmers, and they'll probably get you to recreate the bug over at their machine. And
oh my God,
it's a nightmare. Never do that. Never do that.
Wow, I didn't know.
You know, I feel sorry for like people that have like tested like some of the best games, like Final Fantasy VII game testers.
Oh man, that would be rough. Actually, just play Final Fantasy VII all day trying to find bugs.
Oh. That in itself would be a nightmare, but you'd never just enjoy that game, right? Like, you'd hate that game.
I would cry. I would be crying every day because I could see that part where Ares dies. It'd be so sad. I loved her.
Now we have the game for everyone, Tasis.
Yeah, spoiler alert. If the 20-year-old game, like, spoiler alert, Jesus gets nailed to the cross in that part of the Bible. If you haven't read the Bible yet either, let's talk about other old things that have happened. And Noah did get that ark built, okay?
Apparently.
So, on to this game. We have the Roach Warren coming up here. Stim has started. This is looking to be the game that Ryung would want to have here.
He's made it past, the first 7 minutes, Tasis, which is a great start for him. He's not in the back foot yet. And we are seeing a Roach Warren come up for Dark, so he's going to choose to go Roaches to start things off. Not a bad choice. On this kind of map where Hellions are a lot more of a threat, I guess. Chances of Hellion run-bys and Hellions just simply bullying the queens and stopping any sort of creep spread. Makes a lot of sense to go this. It's obviously not a Roach Rush like we did see in game number 1.
No, yeah, this is a much more, middle of the road.
It shouldn't kill. It shouldn't kill, but we have seen crazier stuff already, Tasteless.
Yeah, that's very true. A lot of these games are ending when they're not actually supposed to have ended there.
Scan sees the Roaches, so he knows it's coming this time. What is his reaction? Is he just going to simply defend that with that bunker, trade out some SCVs while he tries to go for perhaps a Hellion run-by?
Okay. Looks like he thought about doing it. Some Roaches are coming down now. SCV is already in position, so Ryung's already looking better than the previous games that we had here.
Yeah,
so he'll just turn around here.
Simply the fact that there's a whole wall off there, so the Roaches can't actually get into the base is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic start. And Dark is just going to simply transition from here. He's going to a normal sort of macro game. He's solidified his third base. Creep is out there. He can defend well. He's just got to look out for these Hellions that are on the map. But he's got such a great Overlord spread that he's going to know exactly where they're coming from.
Yeah, we haven't actually remarked on that, but yeah, he's completely covered for drops. Like, Ryung would have to win with the speed of his drops and the multiple number of drops happening at once, not by the surprise of the drops, because there's no way you are surprising Dark this game. He has already scouted out everything.
He's going to need to use drops to deal with the Overlords before he even tries to drop the main or natural. Like, they're actually that spread out. It's kind of fascinating that he's not afraid to just spread these Overlords out all over the the ground as well. So if there was Marines on the map, they could deal with them, but obviously not this early in the game.
Well, we have the 4th base being acquired here for Dark. Dark is looking like a very well-oiled machine here back at his base. He's got the upgrades going, whether that be armor and attack or just speed upgrades, mass-producing drones. He's got the mass-producing Roaches. He's got the right number of drones already. He's in good shape.
Yeah, he doesn't really need any more. 63, it's fairly saturated over all 3 bases.
Yeah.
Looks like he's just going to simply go for perhaps a Roachling Bane timing once the upgrades are finished. They're all kind of lining up, so Roach speed, Baneling speed, as well as these 1-1s. I think they all just finish just about the same time.
You know, the way this third's set up, you could sometimes just bludgeon it with a big army. It's not easy for Terran to hold. You can't really get a good wall-in setup over there. Hard to avoid Banelings. So yeah, I think if he just powers up, he's going to be in great shape.
From here, what Ryung has to do is he kind of has to identify, okay, you are going for this ground-heavy game. You're obviously lacking in any air. Drops are going to do a lot of work, so if I am supremely active with these kind of drops, keeping you very busy in your main, natural, and third base, and even the fourth base, like, obviously he's not going to have enough time to go for this bludgeoning attack on that third. And it's definitely the one way you want to deal with this kind of army composition.
He's beginning to drive back the Zerg here. This hatchery, though, I don't believe it's going to be taken out anytime soon. 4 upgrades now completing for Zerg. He's going to have to boost him back up. And we're going to see this huge leap in supply very soon here from Dark. In fact, I'm not even sure if it's safe for Ryung to push here.
Yeah, I think he'd only want to be trying to do little attacks like this with enough units to fit into the medivac so he can simply escape when they get close enough. He's trading pretty efficiently here. He's not really picking up. There we go. He picks up 1 full medivac still. He's trading out pretty decently.
I gotta say though, Ryung, he is keeping up. This is, if there was a game that Ryung wanted to get to, he's gotten to that point now. He's matching Dark pretty well. He's also not overextending here.
Yeah, and the creep is, not that out there on the map. He's gonna start receiving it now with 1 scan. Looks like Dark's not gonna have any of it though. Ooh, 1 Widow Mine. Not finding a big hit.
And looks like Ryung is actually driving Dark back. Ryung is getting his game back here. The question is, can he win this game? Can he keep that momentum going? Dark has not missed a beat. These guys are both playing, A+ games here.
Well, we do have that 4th base semi-saturated for Dark as well. So
that's true too.
He's actually in a great position. He's dealt with the army for now. He's got to get his creep back out there if he wants to keep doing so. Cannot let it recede too far back. Otherwise, he's really going to lose control of the map.
And we're going to have a pickup here. Nice, just before the Banelings get there. Okay, 159 supply to 165. Ryung is taking a lead here. Upgrades, though, pretty solid right now for Zerg. 2-2 about to finish. His Spire also about to be done here. He'll have 8 mutas on the way very shortly here. Something he's sorely been missing. Yeah, once he has the mutas out, I don't know if Ryung will be able to drop anymore. Yeah, without really putting himself at risk. Oh, ooh, there's what you were talking about, man. The corruptors. 5 corruptors instead of mutas being made. Cool.
I like it, Tasteless. Let's see if it's going to have much of an impact in this part of the game. They've been trading blow for blow, and as you were saying, Ryung is kind of getting ahead in supply at this point. The creep spread is not that good anymore. It got denied pretty hard for a couple of scans. What will Corruptors do in this kind of situation?
I don't know. What is your take on the Corruptors? What do you think about that?
I kind of feel like it's
I feel like mutas are still better, but I mean, yeah. Dark is... He's better than me, I'd say.
It's a composition like you'd want if you're ahead. I feel like if you're behind like this, going for Corruptors, I don't know. It just seems maybe a little less effective in a way, but we'll see what he can do with it.
He's got a little drop over here at the top. He could probably try to send that into the main or just anywhere to try to get this army out of position while he'll maybe be able to push to the middle. As I say that, a full maxed out Zerg army coming down now to connect with this, pushing the middle away from Ryung's grasp.
Wow, still a lot of bio though. Very well spread out. Banelings are finding their hits there, and there's still so many roaches behind it. And the Corruptors are kind of slowly but truly getting rid of all these medivacs. And he can't push too far though, obviously. Bio that's going to be coming out of those barracks should be more than enough until we see more Banelings on the map.
Well, the third base here for Ryung is really under threat. That is so many Banelings.
Wow.
I don't know if the third base can be held here.
I don't think so,
And there's a lot of production facilities we see right here being built. I think this is about to all be denied.
Yeah, this is not looking good at all. He has such a nice medivac count, but he's got no mines. He needs mines to help out with this army.
Yeah, he just doesn't have them. And he has plenty of overseers, by the way, when the mines do come into play. Oh my God.
Oh.
Ryung a little bit late. on the evacuation of those SCVs. I think this is the beginning of the end. I think we are about to see game number 3 be won here. By the way, while this is all going on in the bottom left, I'm not sure if you mentioned this, Moonglade, but we have an expansion down there too.
Yeah,
this is going to be 5-base Zerg against 2-base. Oh my God, this CC goes down. 2-base Terran. Wow.
Yeah, this is just constant domination from Doc. You know, he's not letting up at all. Keeping that macro on top as well. I don't think there's any coming back for Ryung, man. He's going to have to maybe go for this hardcore counterattack that he's going straight up the middle for. Try and get something done. Maybe get some magical Widowmine hits. That's probably his only chance. But his economy is gone. His production's been damaged, like beyond repair. And the composition's just not there. You know, he needs more Widowmines. He needs the upgrades. I think he does have 3-3 at this point, but just not enough bio to really make good use of it.
I think this may be the neck-breaking move here. Dark coming in now with so many Banelings. Lings coming down. Roaches here to meet them as well. Ryung is on the run. He continues to back up. The army, though, for Ryung is getting thinner and thinner, smaller and smaller. There's just not enough to hold this off.
And he's losing so much. Like, even if he won this fight, he's so far behind in economy and supply, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it's 150 supplied at 90. I mean, this is brutal, man. Notice mass Lings being made, so we can just keep making Ling Baneling.
There's the GG scans.
Yeah, that's the, yep, you said it right there. Ryung's basically trying to figure out, okay, how many bases did he take while he was wrecking me?
I think it's just a matter of time.
I think right now he's kind of going through the motions. But
yeah, he's just playing it out.
This is more of a ritualistic play here than really.
It's like a sadistic play.
Than an attempt to get back in this. I mean, anybody who's played a lot of StarCraft has been in this spot. You know what it's like, where you're just sort of, you're still making stuff. You're still, following the rhythm, but pretty sure you're probably screwed.
Yeah, there's really no coming back from this. And Banelings, without any buffering, is going to be bulldozing through the front, getting to have a look at what he has. And I think Dark is confident enough, to throw anything away at this point. He knows he cannot lose this game anymore.
And here come those Banelings in here now. And again, he lost that third base. He looks like he's about to lose a second. GG, a 3-0 convincing win for Dark. Dark is indeed worthy of the GSL Code S spot.
He's made it tasteless.
And how far will he go with that? It's tough to say. We've had so many badasses moving on into the GSL Code S. This is looking to be the best season to date.
Oh, I'm so excited, Tasteless. I'll be watching for sure. And
wow. And
this was like more of the one-sided games we've seen.
Yeah, no kidding. This is the most one-sided series you and I have casted.
That's for sure.
I do feel for Ryung. It's tough, man. But Dark is on a completely different level.
Well, when you're going to run into plays like this, Dark or Maru or Life or any of these guys, like you kind of expect it's going to be this kind of bopping, but I don't think I was expecting to go down that fast. Maybe he was planning to have a bit more of a healthier macro games, 1 and 2. And number 3, he actually got to have a macro game, have a fight, have a good go at it, but it still wasn't enough.
All you can do when you've lost like this is get up and try again. Train harder for next time. Ryung is a player who's really considered old school. One of the best Terrans back in the Wings of Liberty days, the early days of Wings, by the way. But it is a different beast now, and I do wish him good luck next time, and I hope to be casting him again in the future. To summarize, it was 3-0.
3 bops.
Game 1 was a bop, Game 2 was a boop.
What was Game 3, Tasteless?
3, he just got wrecked, man.
Shrek.
Just wrecked.
It was a Shrekinated.
Shrekinated. He became Shrek. He looked in there and his hands were green. He's like, oh, I'm Shrek. So we're going to go to a short break. And when we return, we'll be going on to our second best of 5 here in today's GSL Code A.